Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya, and you guys, it is about time we discussed lust. Kind of rhymes. This is very important in today's day and age, so please listen carefully. I've been getting guidance specifically on lust in general in today's society and how damaging it actually is for men, but also the byproduct is women. And is it the women feeding you guys lust unconsciously because we have been programmed in today's society for both of us to remain weak to our sexual desires, which for women comes from validation, and from men, it comes from loneliness and desperation? Because nowadays, no one's really equipped to be in healthy partnerships. Was it planned? I don't know, maybe. But for me, you guys, since taking a step back from social media and even having a higher view on today's society and what's really going on, once you awaken to it, it's hard to see things as they want you to see it. So in today's video, I'm really going to be opening your guys' eyes to a new way of looking at lust. And I really hope it lands for you guys, because for me, it definitely has. And yeah, let's just get into it. Now, men, lust is something I would say men are wired for in a way, but we're misusing lust, and it's unfortunate because lust now is more dominant than love. We would rather men be in a state of lust, which is weakness, than love, which is power, which is innate worth, which is maybe healthy partnerships. But you see, lust is the trap that the majority of men in a modern day society fall into. And you know, for me, I look at it as I have a responsibility now that I've awoken to this to speak about this to you guys. And even if there's women watching, it's very important, because for the next generation, you guys, it is people like you and I who see past the programming that will pave a new path for the next generation, not to be weak, for us to remember the sacredness of man and woman and how those two energies, us as people, complement one another, are made for one another. But you see, nowadays, we are so diminished in our source connection that we find connection through unhealthy things, like corn sites, like unfulfilling relationships, traps, Instagram traps, y'all know what I mean. And we got to cut it out. We got to remember the God within, and the God within does not get fed by low calibration. It can't, because it can't even meet you there, because your God essence vibrates at a very high level. So even if you do participate in these things, you're allowed to, because we all have free will, but God cannot meet you there. Source, higher self cannot meet you there. It can't join you, which is why there is a diminishment of energy after you participate in things that are of low calibration. But low calibration things now is normal. Most people are vibrating in low calibration states. And that's not only with lust, that's with the processed foods we are taught to eat. That's by, news outlets, marketing, everything that just wants to keep the human being weak. And for me, that shit won't fly. And that's why on my channel, I only speak truth, and I will forever speak truth. And I do this, you guys know this. I do this for you, but I do this for my future children. There's always a higher reason. So find the higher reason to why you are awakening. I believe you guys have been chosen to awaken, and it's for a greater impact than you know. And I know I'm speaking to a lot of men right now, so please listen to me. You have a responsibility as a man, not only to get back in touch with your heart, where God, which is power, which is true innate worth, lives. It's not in the program mind. You'll never find God there. God is within the heart. So when you can align to your heart as a man, when you can know your own depth and your depth of power that is given to you just by being a man, and you can awaken to your own leadership in your life, so then you can lead society and your family. And don't you guys want to, I don't know, maybe not, I know that not everyone wants children, but for the ones that do, don't you want your children to grow up with a strong masculine role that is healthy? And then by you being in your healthy masculine energies, you will be able to attract a woman in her healthy femininity. And you can carry on your legacy. We aren't taught about our legacy anymore. We're not taught about our ancestors. We're not taught about what they had to go through. And what they went through is for you to be here right now. And you're going to waste your time on lustful traps by Instagram hoes? No. No. We're not doing that. Lust always comes from sexual desire or an avoidance within yourself that needs something to fill. I want you guys to awaken to the sacredness of a woman. And I know it's not taught. Were you taught about the sacredness of the woman? Of the intuition of a woman? Of her heart? Of your responsibility as a man to lay down the path for your woman to follow you? But see, nowadays, women can't follow men because men aren't healthy, men are weak. And women are not programmed to be attracted to weak men. That was life or death for us. If we were, back in the day, if we were with a weak man, that wouldn't be too good for us or our children. So we had to attract people that had strength, that had purpose, that had leadership for you to plant your seed in her soil. But see, that's not happening these days. There's actually there's a lot of divorces happening. There's a lot of unhealthy relationships because men are not empowered and women are over masculinized, and it does not work in a modern day society like we have now. And we are seeing it. It does not work. It wasn't supposed to work that way. Not viewing the woman as sacred is a danger in today's society. It is a danger. We as a collective energy here on planet Earth have subconsciously agreed to profit off the woman's body, the woman's sexuality. So now we only view women and their worth for their looks and their sexual abilities. And this is not right in any sense of the term. It is not. We don't view women for femininity anymore. Some men do. A lot of them don't care. They're attracted to the big butts, the big boobs, the small waists, fat thighs, whatever you guys are programmed with through even rap songs and stuff. And then these women are the ones that are so insecure because their worth is not coming from a higher source. It's coming from an external shell that will fade. That will fade. And this is dangerous because now we're profiting off weak women to keep them identified to a body and not through her innate worth, her intuition, her connection to spirit and source. And it's sad because a lot of women now get into this trap at very young age, as young as 14 on TikTok showing, in shorts and leggings. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see that. Because guess what? Now parents are way too busy even to teach their kids these things. Because we got to go work. Mom and dad got to work. Here's a phone, kids. They probably don't even know what the hell their kids are doing on TikTok, dancing, shaking their ass. For men to lust over young women. It's disgusting. It is so disgusting. And the fact that this is okay repulses me to my bone. As a feminine woman, I'm seeing what's happening, and it is the most sad thing for a true feminine woman to see. Disheartening. And this is why I talk to the men, because I'm going about this in a smarter way than to shame men for their participation in this. That's not how we make change. How we make change is speaking life into men But we don't want to do that anymore. Why should we? Men have hurt us. Why should I speak life into men? They hurt us. Oh, you don't see it yet, do you? And I know not a lot of people do see it, but it's on purpose. It's on purpose so we can get back in touch to our heart-centered way of living by first being disconnected to it. So then when we come back in touch with that connection to Source and God, it will be electric. And that's why I speak to you guys, because you guys have that responsibility to put an end to it, to awaken as a man, to see what they're doing to you in all these traps put on your trail so easily. That you guys will settle for lust and not love. Even when you're in a relationship, you lust over shit on Instagram, girls, whatever. It's disgusting. If you actually have a relationship with a woman and you're actually lusting over women's traps because they need your validation, shit is whack. Whack, whack, whack. So women now are marketable. They're marketable, not for being in their femininity. Scratch that. A true feminine woman wouldn't even want to showcase her body. They wouldn't. A weak woman now would. I truly see that when you are true to your femininity, you won't participate in what they're doing to femininity, which is making women weak. It repulses me because now, our bodies just sell. Sex sells. This sells. That's why there's so much OnlyFans shit. And no one's caring about being in healthy relationships anymore. No one's taught to discern a good husband or wife. And it's toxic. And I don't like it. So here you guys are, listening to a woman speak upon lust. And please hear me out. You're not in fault. Because when you know better, you do better. And maybe this is the video that you had to come across to know better. So you can do better for yourself and for your next generation of children or your wife. You deserve better. Don't fall victim to what's going on. Don't do it. So an analogy I want to use, you guys, is let's say you are allergic to peanuts. And let's say someone made you a delicious batch of peanut butter cookies that smell so good. And it's so tempting because the smell is so infatuating. Your senses are high. You really want to bite that cookie. But you know what will happen if you bite into that cookie. Your body will have a negative reaction to peanuts. Let's view lust as peanuts. Let's view these cookies as these women's traps. Surely it's free will, y'all. You guys can bite into the cookie. You're gonna experience some consequences though. Same with these women's traps. You're gonna experience consequences from biting into something you're allergic to. We have an innate programming within our body. Innate. It is our body's remembrance of who we are. And it will guide you. So if you continuously bite into cookies that you are allergic to, peanut butter cookies, don't be shocked that you have a negative experience after, no matter how good they taste, no matter the smell, the infatuation you have with these cookies. Don't matter. You're gonna feel like shit. View lust in that way, y'all. Another thing that came to me too, and there was a psychology study done, I'm pretty sure if I can remember correctly, and it's where they took a group of children into a buffet, and the buffet had everything. It had, fruits, vegetables, healthy grains and rice and everything you could imagine. And then there was also a dessert section. And the dessert section had Mars bars and M&Ms and cakes and everything. And it was an experiment. And they told the kids, have at her. It's your choice. Take whatever you want, eat whatever you want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And these children went straight to the dessert bar. They filled up on cakes, on sweets, on cookies, on bars, candy of all sorts. And they did this breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The next day, all of them, not one of them went for a fruit or a vegetable that would fill your body with nutrients and good. No. They chose the candy, the pies, the cakes. And the next day, all of those children were sick. All of those children were sick. So when they went back to the buffet the next day, do you know what they did? They had the fruits, they had the vegetables, they had the grains, and then they had a healthy amount of a bite of a treat at the end. Their body innately knew it had to experience that, hey, this overindulgence, your overindulgence in lust is gonna make you sick. It's not gonna make you a high vibrational being, and your body's gonna let you know that by being sick. But those children learned the lesson. Their body innately told them, their innate intelligence within said, this is not good for me. So they had the fruit, they had the fulfilling nutrients that they knew that their body needed first in order to have that indulgence of lust. And this is what I want to look at lust as, you guys. You guys are children in a buffet, and you're going straight to the sweets, straight to the big booties and stuff, the corn sites, the OnlyFans that fill your temptation, but it does not fill your soul. And this is why you guys are probably here, because it's gotten to a point where you're sick. You're sick of it. You're sick of being in this trap, this perpetual loop of being weak and sick and knowing that there's better for yourself, but you are not choosing the fruits and the vegetables. And the fruits and the vegetables is you returning back to your power so you can fill your soul, so then you can attract a sweet treat at the end. Maybe a high vibrational relationship, you know? Self-fulfillment. I thought those two were some good analogies to use for lust. Don't allow this society to keep you entrapped in a weak brain. Don't allow it. This is your guys' wake-up call. This is what you needed to hear today. Please choose better. Please see past the illusion of what's happening in today's society. See it for what it is. Look at it as an allergy. It's become an allergy at this point. So when you go and you participate in these things, look at it as that. But if you still have free will, so if you choose something that's not going to fulfill you, don't be shocked when you feel like shit. It's about reprogramming your brain in healthy ways. I want to touch on this, y'all, and then I'm going to end it, but corn, corn sites, they're meant to destroy you. They're meant to keep men weak. And it's sad, and it disgusts me as well. You guys, if you go back onto a corn site, you know what you're doing now. You know exactly what you're doing. And I'm going to remind you, it takes your God essence, your high vibration. When that sexual energy comes online, that's high vibration. And when you go and you choose to participate in these corn sites, these OnlyFans, these Instagram models to lust over, you are exchanging your high calibration for a low calibration. It's an exchange. And it leaves you in this low vibe, this low, God diminished vibe, because you chose something that was not of high calibration. These sites are meant to weaken you as a man. Hear my words now. These sites are meant to weaken you as a man. So if you participate in it, don't expect to feel good after. Don't expect it, because it won't happen. It doesn't work that way, these sites. No, you know that. You know that. These sites steal. It steals your electric energy that runs through a man's body, his semen even, the high vibrational potency of semen. It steals it. It steals it, and then you have to clean it up all over your hands and your body for short-term pleasure. Short-term pleasure. Then it makes you insecure. It makes you weak. It makes you feel ashamed. Yeah, it's a part of the agenda. Of course it does. Of course it does. The God in you knows that. The Creator in you knows that. But you haven't solidified that relationship yet, because you haven't met your God essence yet. Because when it comes online, you're wired to give it away. And this is why I talk to you men. Because it is your job in today's society to awaken to your power, to choose different, to lead your life, to lead yourself out of a weak mind and into a powered mind that is backed by God. It's in you. It's not outside of you. It's not going to be found in corn sites. It won't be found in women. You have to find it inside of yourself first, so then it can be reflected onto high vibrational things. And corn sites will never be high vibrational, ever. So please choose different for yourself so we can make a difference in the next generation, because I don't want corn sites to even be existent in the next generation. We need to teach ourselves about our own sexual energy so we can teach our children in healthy ways, so they don't have to find out on these pathetic sites that diminish what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman. You guys deserve to know the truth, and you guys deserve to become empowered as a man and not weak. I won't allow it on my channel. I will not allow it. Please choose different. I love you guys so much, and this is why I do it. I see the power in you men. I see you. I appreciate you. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't give up on yourself. You've got this. All right, you guys. I hope you liked today's video. I hope I was able to speak some truth into you guys. And no, I appreciate you. And I thank you for what you're doing here. All right. I will see you in my next video. Bye.